So when he told me that I should get into comedy, he gave me a notebook, and he goes, if you don't get into comedy, by the time I get out, I'm going to come down and kill you. So for years, I was ready for this motherfucker to come to one of my shows. Obviously, he must have killed another mailman in jail, because I haven't seen this cocksucker at all. So, and that's how I got into it. That's how I fucking got into it. But let me ask you something. Are you happy that you went to jail?
You know, this is the way I thought about this. I think that it paved the path for where I ended up. And I'm not proud of the things I did that made me end up in jail, you know? But I do think that carved the path that I don't think I'd have been who I am today had I not went through every part of the journey, including the fucked up shit like jail. It gave me the closest thing to character and discipline and integrity I ever had. You know, I had to learn how to politic. You know that. You was in there. Like, I learned how to dude, I was in juvenile at fucking 14. You know, there's 17-year-old dudes in there fucking bench pressing baby mammoths with beards. I'm fucking 14. You know what I'm saying? I fucking, you know, I don't have one piece of hair on my dick yet, right? My balls haven't dropped. I still got this voice. You know, and I'm in there with dudes that fucking look like they're fucking people's moms and shit, you know, in a juvenile penitentiary. And I had to learn how to politic and move in a room full of vultures. And it taught me a lot about that. And it helped me develop the craft too. I told this to my daughter recently, Uncle Joey. I said, listen, because, you know, she's a songwriter now. And I said, baby, listen, I can write 1,000 songs with you, but I can't write 1,000 songs for you. And if I could, I already did it because I wrote thousands of songs, you know? And, dude, I wrote thousands of songs in jail. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of songs in jail. You know, just, I didn't, like, what else the fuck else was I going to do?
That's another thing. If you want to write an album, go to jail. Because you write the best fucking album in the world. You got nobody's bothering you. You can try your jokes on the cooks. You can write the jokes that night. Next time I do a special, if I ever do, I'm going to jail for a year. That's going to be the best fucking special you've ever heard in your goddamn life.
Dude, we should just go be cellmates for a year. Nobody's calling you. Nobody's bothering you.
Nope.
Right? It's like, I had to learn who I was. Because, you know, you so much time you're spending just here, just having to deal with you, you know? And I definitely... You know, I think it definitely gave me a lot of the charisma I have because I had to move around. You know, I had to shock. I had to move a little bit in there, Joey. You know, I got in some hairy spots, you know. I was running canteen and peddling a little weed in there, a little coke. You know, I had a little thing going. So I was learning how to politic with all sides. But I hate what I went through to get there. But I'm glad that it worked out for me, you know.
I always tell people, going to prison, let me know what I didn't want to do. I tell people all the time, I think the worst thing that anybody could do for you, to you as a man, is kick your bed and tell you to wake the fuck up. Nobody knows how much that bothers me. When a man, if a woman wants to kick the bed and put a piece of pussy on me, wake me up, bitch. Wake me up before you go. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat that monkey fucking slow. So it's just weird that when a man kicks your fucking bed and says, get the fuck up, you sack of shit. That's a reality in prison. And that was one thing I said to myself. Nobody's ever going to do that to me again. That's
and then they make you stand up just to make your bed. And then you can lay back down.
Yeah, then you can lay back down.
Most frustrating thing on earth.
I was scared of spending the rest of my life in jail, but I knew I wasn't going to take shit from those people in there, you know? And it was fine. After a month, I got along with everybody, but that's what I'm grateful to go to jail because it let me know, it told me what I needed to do, what I had to do, and it also let me know the things I didn't want to do anymore. That you're not supposed to do as a man. I don't give a fuck what they tell you. Yeah. You know, I was sad going to jail and seeing these people talking about, and you've seen this, jails, people talking about all the jails they've been to. Like they went on tour.
Oh, yeah.
They did a fucking national tour. I went to Red Rocks. I did the Garden. I did fucking Tucson. I did Atlanta. These guys will sit there for hours and tell you all the jails you've been to and stuff.
And they'll start telling you what they liked about it.
What they liked about
malls. They were like, yo, the food over there was banging.
Oh, my God.
TV was, you're just like, what?
They got cable. Jail. What, you don't have cable at home? You got to go to fucking jail for cable?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I was in some good jails, though, dog. I was in Boulder County Jail. That was voted the #1 jail in Colorado. That motherfucker had carpets, cable TV, and Kool-Aid. And they let you talk on the phone if the dorm was up till 1, they let you talk on the phone till 1.
Wow.
Long distance calls too. I was calling everybody all over. I was calling China, Japan. I didn't give a fuck. Those states get good rates on their phone services.
You know what changed it for me, Joey? When I walked in and whenever the bond thing had came out and I had to go back to the adult jail, and I went in, did the time, came home, and violated again. And the last time I went, when I was in intake, a guy that I was in juvenile with 8 years before that, right? 9 years before this, Uncle Joey comes to see me. He's like, what's up, Jelly, man? I'm like, oh, shit, I hadn't seen you since we were in such and such juvenile spot. He was like, yeah. Like, you know, he told me right there, like, they're finna classify you to the unit, you know, the unit where all the shit is, you know. I just, because of my charges previous, I knew where I was going. I go there every time. So I'm like, yeah, who all's over there? He's like, bro, everybody we was in the juvenile penitentiary with. And at that moment, I was like, because he was happy to tell me that, like, oh, you're going to love it. It's a family reunion. And it hit me in a way, Uncle Joey, where I was like, man, I got to break this, man. Like, this is, you know, I became a part of the revolving door. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know, when you're getting a reception in the local jail from guys you've been locked up with on and off for 10 years, they're like, Jelly Roll's here. What's up, big dog? You know, and they're like, and of course, I'm just like, man, this shit ain't, I got to change this. And I ain't been back in, dude, I go back now. I go to the juvenile once every 3 months and talk and do like a seminar, and I send them pizzas. And I'm currently working to build a studio in that juvenile that I was in for all those years. But besides going back to talk to people, man, I hadn't had a crossword with a law officer in fucking 10 years, 12 years.
It's been close to the last time I got a ticket, which had to be 20 years ago. That's the last time I had, you know, police contact. Trouble, it's been since 97.
Yeah.
That, you know, and you just, if you're at home watching this, listen, man, you get in trouble, you get caught by drugs, it's a fucking rotating door. Me and Jelly will tell you all fucking day long, but you get stronger sometimes. You get stronger and you go, I don't want to do this anymore. And that night you end up doing a gram of coke. That's okay, because you're heading in the right direction.
Yes.
Once you acknowledge all this shit, that what you're missing and what you should be doing, you're heading in the right direction. It takes a while. I mean, Jelly Roll, you're talking about all this shit, and you're at the precipice of, you know, blowing your talent. Like, you're a fucking huge talent. You know, what are your influences? I'm very curious to find out here.
So I was the baby. I have 2 older brothers and an older sister. And my older sister's boyfriend, husband now, has been with her since I was like 2. So I always had him in the house. And because of being the baby, I never got to control the radio, right? So I think that's what makes my sound so unique is, you know, when I'm hanging out with mama, we're listening to like Motown. You know what I mean? We're listening to Sitting in the Morning Sun. Now I be sitting when the evening comes. I get in the car with Pops and he's bumping James Taylor, right? Or like Kenny G. He was singer-songwriter. He liked softer music, like jazz or like James Taylor, Jim Croce, you know, all those classic singer-songwriters. And then I get in the car with my brother, and he's nothing but Tupac, right? He's like gangster rapped out, like my older brother, you know? And then I get in the car with my sister, and she's listening to nothing but Metallica, the Black Album, or nothing but, you know, like all this rock and metal. And I never got to get in the car and say what I wanted to listen to. I'm the baby, right? You know, I'm the baby of the house. So every time I would get in the car, because, you know, I'm from an era, I joke with my daughter all the time. She walks around with her fucking iPhone, you know, blaring music. You know, she'll be in one room, her iPhone playing music. Bunny's, my wife's in another room, iPhone playing music. You know, we take music everywhere now. In my era, you listen to music one or two fucking places, in the car or in the house. And that was if you was rich enough to buy the CD or cassette tape twice. You know what I mean? You have a cassette or you had to transfer it with you, you know? So every time we'd ride or something, I just listened to different musics. And I was kind of influenced by all of it. I went to Lollapalooza in 97. Snoop Dogg, my sister took me. Snoop Dogg, Tool, Korn, and Prodigy are playing. Okay? And I remember watching it go from Snoop Dogg to Korn to Tool and thinking, man, I want to do all that. Like right then, I just was like, and I remember how well it went over. This is 97. You know, people act like genre blending is like a new thing now. You know, it's like, dude, this is 1997. I watched Snoop Dogg come out literally between Prodigy and fucking Korn. You know what I mean? This is the height of Snoop Dogg. This is 97 Snoop Dogg. This is like the year after Pac died. This is Gangster Party. This is, you know, Gin and Juice Snoop Dogg. This is like Snoop Dogg, you know?
Murder was the case that they gave me Snoop Dogg.
This is that Snoop Dogg. This is pinnacle Snoop, you know, and he shut that motherfucker down. And he smoked a joint on stage. You know, back then that was like, he might as well have been shooting heroin in front of everybody in 97 in Nashville in the Bible Belt. You know what I mean? He might as well just been doing big stripes of cocaine in front of the whole world, you know? And he comes off stage and then Korn comes out. And this is Korn, you know, Adidas Korn. All day I dream about sex. This is like that Korn, you know? And I just watched it and I was like, man, this is crazy. I just left so inspired. I was like, I want to do that. You know, that's what I told my sister then. And it's funny, it was at an amphitheater. And this is this year, besides this East Coast run I'm fixing to do, which is club dates from last year, I played nothing but amphitheaters the rest of the year. Ain't that crazy, Joey?
That's right. Crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, 25 years removed from going to my first show ever, which was at an amphitheater. I'm playing them. I'm like, holy fuck, man. This shit fucking is panning out.
It's crazy, man. It really is crazy.
As of today, Uncle Joey, we got the number 6 song on popular rock radio. Dead Man Walking is the number 6 song on the popular rock radio. I got a song called Son of a Sinner that just broke into the top 50 on country radio. So we're sliding, baby.
I think it was that. Now, what's the band SMS? Dead Man Walking with? Who'd you do it with? Somebody, because I had heard you early on. You reached out to me, and I heard one of your songs, but I thought it was like a rap. You did it with somebody else.
Yeah, well, I forgot which one it was. I'd had a freestyle too that we met each other on Twitter over because Shab had reposted it,
right?
And I shouted you out because I've been such a Joey fan forever. This was a few years back, and then I remember I said, "Mad Flavors Like Joey, what's happening now?" And even back then, Joey retweeted it and put, "There you go."
There you go. But the shit I heard 2 weeks ago on Octane, I couldn't even get out of the car.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Couldn't even, when you listen to music and you don't want, you know, somebody called me the other day. Oh, how about this? My agent called me, and I said to her, I can't fucking believe I was listening to California Love, and it was the part where Tupac's about to throw out on jail, fresh out of bail. And all of a sudden, my agent called, and I told her, I go, you just fucked up the Tupac solo on California Love. She goes, you want me to call you back? I go, no, it's halfway fucking over by now. But I'll tell you, the day listening to your Octane blew me the fuck away. I think it was Dead Man Walking, Save Me.
Yep.
Is that it? Save Me is a
yes,
fucking
sir.
jam.
I think Smoking Section and Only were on there because they did the live thing, right? Did you catch the one where I did all the live? Yeah. So I know that that Smoking Section was on there. That I hope that heaven has a smoking section. Yeah.
Dog,
only the old school people get that too.
Your voice was so fucking soulful. I heard Johnny Cash. I heard Motown in your voice. I just heard so many emotions, and your soul comes through your voice. The gift that God gave you, Jelly, is that, some people say you wear your heart on your sleeve. You wear your voice on your soul, brother. It's a connection. So I fucking love you to death. I love what you're doing. I'm going to come and see you in D.C. We're going to get together at the D.C. show. Bring fucking Mike with me, too. Leave him down there. Give him a fucking edible and shit.
Yeah.
I'll bring some 200 milligrams ABX for you and some Joey Coco weed.
Yes, baby.
But I want you to tell these motherfuckers where they can find your schedule, because I love your joint. Don't miss out on this young man, because in 3 years, you're not going to afford to see him. This is when you want to see Jelly Roll now on the way up, because when his tickets are $400, don't come fucking crying to me then. Jelly won't let me have fuck you. Where were you when he was at the festival with Kiss? I told you about it in fucking March, you cocksuckers. So if you're anywhere in that Louisville section, make sure you catch my man. That's a fucking great show. That's a great fucking weekend. So that's the weekend, dog. That's going to fucking, you're on stage with legends. That's it. You just become a legend by proxy.
Yes, sir. JellyRoll615.com, Uncle Joey. I'm JellyRoll615 on pretty much every platform. Just type in Jelly Roll on YouTube. I don't know what it is on there, but you'll find me. I'm verified. Dude, I'm everywhere. I mean, you know how long it took me to fucking beat Jelly Roll Morton in the fucking pastry on Google? Years. So you can understand, fucking years. So it's like, I'm pretty findable. We're releasing more tour dates we announced Red Rocks this morning, October. It's in October. I got a big Nashville show I'm announcing in a couple of weeks, and huge tours, man. We're just announcing stuff every day. This is crazy. I'm going to talk to you about the Nashville show right before as soon as we get offline. But I want you to come down. I was talking to Syatt, man. I want to get some of my comedian homies to come make an appearance and host it. It's going to be big. It's a nonprofit thing I'm doing to build a studio in the Juvenile.
Okay, I'll definitely come. My in-laws live there.
Oh,
my wife just came back. My wife just got back, so I could go to Nashville. All I got to do is just say, I feel like going to Nashville. My wife is on.
Yeah, she's like, yes.
And we'll go to Lee's Fried Chicken and show those motherfuckers how to eat, because that's my chicken joint right there down close to Milan. And they have one in Louisville, too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they got one in Louisville, too. So if I go to that festival, we'll be hitting that fucking Lee's Fried motherfucking chicken. I love that chicken. You guys don't know what chicken is till you eat fucking Lee's Fried Chicken. Jelly, you need something, you call. That's it.
I know it, man. Thank you. I love you, Unc, man. It's meant the world to me to do this as a fan.
Oh, my God.
It feels good to go from a fan to family, baby.
Hey, baby, I'm a fan of yours, and now we're fucking family. So stay in touch, stay black, and I love you, brother.
Love you, brother. Blessings, baby.
Thank you for coming on the joint today. All right, you bad motherfuckers. I hope you enjoyed Jelly Roll. He's great. I'm going to go see him in D.C. If you guys get a chance to go see him in fucking Louisville, that show looks tremendous with Kiss and a bunch of people. And that's it, and that's that, man. I want to thank you for another fun-filled week on the motherfucking joint. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for always having our back, and thank you for always thinking about us.